another pick a card, and this is for a love read. And instead of the typical like your feelings and your partner feelings and stuff like that, this is gonna be more on self-improvement. So it's more of like what's blocking you from attracting your ideal love, or like is there anything you can do to overcome this? So I have pre-shuffled both decks. Similar to my first pick a card, it will be deck A and deck B. So both of the decks, it consists of 4 cards each, and it will look more into any obstacles, hurdles, or like the advice that's like meant for you. Alright, okay, so I'm gonna give you a moment to choose. Once again, this is deck A and this is deck B. I know most of the people, they tend to look at the crystals, or like they tend to like see and choose. Picking the deck is up to you. However, personally, I would just close my eyes and like feel which deck I'm drawn more to, I guess. Like if you close your eyes, you meditate and you think about it, and then when you open and which deck your eyes avert to, like usually it's like that, but up to you. So that's why I've placed the crystals as well, because for my first pick a card, most of the readers enjoy the viewers enjoyed having the crystals, and it helped them in the choosing process. Okay, so I shall stop rambling and let y'all choose. You may pause the video if you feel like it's too little time. Alright, with that, let's start with deck A. I shall put this aside. Okay. Alright, hello deck A. This is your card, and so you can see there's a certain pattern to it, right? So this is actually my personal spread, and when I create spread, what I like to do is that I like to have them in sort of a cycle or pattern. So for this love reading, like mentioned in the intro, it will be more on your self-improvement. So like you see all the cards from down all the way to up, right? This will be your current energy, your current situation, the you now. And because this is a love reading, this is how you see love in a sense, or like your perception, your views on love. And this is the obstacle blocking you from getting to your ideal love. This is advice from the universe on what you can do to overcome this and reach your at this state. So let's take a look. Alright, the world in reverse. Okay, for those who know me, I don't really take in reversal cards, but if it happens to appear this way, I will just leave it as it is. However, I believe that if a message is meant to come in, it doesn't matter whether it's in reversal or upright, it will come in anyway. So this is your card number 1, which is your current self and current situation, your look on love and stuff. So what I feel is that sometimes it feels kind of chaotic in a sense, like your mind is all over the place, and when it comes to love, you tend to give it the wrong attention, and sometimes you crave it too much. For some of you, you crave love too much that you lose sense of clarity, and you end up putting a lot of energy in this thought. However, it's the wrong energy, as the feelings or the emotions that you put in is in a way kind of lacking. So it makes it feel as if like you are admitting to the universe that yeah, I don't have love right now, please give me love. And like is very is the wrong energy to put out. So for some of you it might be that case. For a number of you it might be that you are just in your comfort zone, like you wouldn't want to try to have fun, go out, meet new people. And for a small number of you it might be that case. If you like stay at home and like not wanting to meet new people. But I feel like for a majority it's also because of a certain insecurity that makes you feel like you're so desperate for someone to love you because you lack that self-love, so you are looking it elsewhere out of yourself. So the insecurities that you have is impacting the way you feel or look at yourself, hence it reflected on your love life, which is unhealthy in a way. So yes. And for another some of you probably means that your life needs some order. Like the overall meaning is, what I feel is that I'm getting the sense that most of you, deck A, have to put your life in order, be it loving yourself, be it arranging your sense of work, or like just don't put love in front too much to the point that it's blinding your sight. My camera got cut off. Okay, so like I say, don't force love to come into your life. Like, try to let go of the control. Even though usually major arcanas are like things that are kinda hard to change in a sense, but yeah, try to release the control and just let whatever wanna come in, okay? Alright, so second one, this is obstacle. As you can see, ding ding, look, blinded and surrounded by swords. Aigu. Okay, so 8 of swords. Even from the photo alone, you could see that it's a very stressful kind of, like you feel trapped and just stuck in a way. So what I feel is that some of you might be lacking directions because you don't exactly know what you want actually in love. So you are open and you think you are being receptive to any choices, but that is also a form of abuse to yourself, because you must be sure of what you want in love. Like, you can't just be like blaming the situation, saying that, oh, I accept any type of people to come and like sweep me off my feet, so what's wrong? That's wrong in the sense that you must know what you want, and then it'll be easier for the universe to attract it for you. Just like, imagine you're gonna go for lunch with your friends and like, okay, maybe for example you're staying in the office to do work, right? And you're not going out for lunch, sorry. So your friends comes to ask you and like, oh, do you want me to buy you back any lunch? And you're like, sure. Then they're like, oh, what do you want? And you say anything. And then once they got you literally anything, you're probably most gonna feel like disappointed, because you actually was you had a preference but you didn't state it. You just open it like thinking that it's the best answer, but it's not. You must know what you want, so you must have clarity and like really sit down and like think about what is it that you seek for in your partner or in your love life. So this obstacle is quite a strong one, as you need to overcome it, because otherwise it's gonna be something that is gonna block you for quite a long while. And also for some of you, it might be that you are fearful of love, maybe due to like past experiences or traumas, but it's also an obstacle to be afraid, because then you are blocking off any form of love, be it good or bad. You're just blocking them off. So that's the obstacle. And let's see for the advice from the universe and our dear angel. Knight of Wands, passion. Okay, so usually wands represent action, movement. So if you take a look at this knight, you can see that he's ready to go and stuff. So just the overall photo depicts, gives me a very powerful and confident. So it feels like the universe is trying to tell you to start loving yourself as the first step in finding love. Because when you lack of self-love, the people around you, they feel it too. So if that's the message that you're conveying to other people, then it's gonna be hard to find someone who's gonna like look past that and be like, oh, I'm gonna be the one to save him or her. So start small by slowly learning to love yourself, and try to find joy and passion in love instead of thinking of it as a game or like thinking of it as something that is hurtful. Look at love in a brighter side. So have some, maybe instead of thinking about, rather than keep thinking about your past hurt, find things to replace that memory, or like just find things that makes you feel joy about love. Because honestly, actually love is the way, because everyone of here, we could do with some more love and light. So try not to see love in a bad way, and be confident. Just like this knight, you can see how like proud he is, because he knows that he's of a worth. He knows that he's worthy enough to earn and to have love. So you have to find things that you like about yourself and things that you can boast about yourself. Like for example, I think my eyes are really pretty, and like if you really feel that way, people are gonna feel it and like, oh, that girl is so confident. So I think the overall message is that you really have to cultivate the act of self-love, because that's one way to attract love with love. Because if you, I don't like to use the word hate, but if you dislike yourself, you're gonna put off that vibe and energy. And because energy travels, right, and people can absorb energy, they're gonna feel it, and they're not gonna feel excited to love you in a sense. So you gotta be confident to overcome this. It may take time, but start small. Slowly try to get in this movement of confidence. Alright, so for the ideal outcome or ideal situation, Hangman. Alright, so okay, Hangman, another major arcana. Alright, this feels like if you manage to overcome this, you're gonna, what is it called? You might see love in a new light. After you manage to overcome your internal problems, you will see love in a new light. And it's good in a sense that it feels fresh and it's something new, so it's exciting and stuff. And also for a number of you, it's gonna be a place where it's safe to love. So don't rush in, don't just pressure head on, like prepare. is in a preparation mode. So while you take your time to love yourself and build the confidence, allow time to pass. Is fine. Just don't think of it as, oh, I need to love myself by in 3 days so I can find love. Don't think of it as that way. However, take your time to fully and truly heal, so you don't feel the burden of seeking love. And I feel like it's okay, because for deck A, I really feel like it's about yourself, and it's like love comes in many forms. And for deck A, this is supposed to be a love reading. However, I guess the spirits are trying to let you know that you have to work on this internal self first. And for the guides to point this out, it really feels like it's something that bothers you, and it's a major thing that is weighing you down. So I feel like you should invest on yourself, and you should focus on yourself first, and don't just rush into love, and don't put too much thought into loving someone else. Because like I'm always, if people ask me for advice, I'm always letting them know that, imagine you hold a cup, right? If your cup is empty, then you have nothing to give to others. And even if your cup is half full, once you give it out to others, you have none for yourself. So the best is to love yourself overly and in a mass abundance, that your cup is overflowing and you can just give love to everyone. So I feel like deck A really taps about self-love. So I feel you really have to try and face the fears, and really work on your trauma, try to heal your hurt, your pain. Is a wound that you have to overcome. So stop dwelling on it, and for some of you, stop burying it away, like stop hiding it away deep down in your heart. Get to it, face it, and overcome it once and for all. Okay? If it's a major theme for April, then I'm sure you know that it's a month of like new changes and purging out. So please, I hope that I'm feeling so overwhelmed for you guys. However, I know that you can get through it, okay? So this is all for deck A. I hope you find resonance in this. However, if you don't resonate with it, then don't think about it too much. It's fine. And yeah, so no wonder I feel the need to put the moonstone. Usually, our moon is our 4 a.m. side, the emotional side, how we feel. And like I feel like this really needs you. Deck A needs to work on self-love. So I hope you guys are able to overcome this with pride and joy and more love, and the correct type of love. Okay, don't just open yourself up to anyone. Don't just take in love just because you lack of it and because you are lonely or anything. Love yourself first, and then the correct kind of love will come in for you. All right, so I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'm gonna move on to deck B. So if you're gonna end the video here, I really thank you for watching the video, and I hope you're gonna come back and enjoy for future pick a card readings. Alright, thank you. Okay, hello deck B. Okay, before that, I just want to convey how heavy okay, so maybe it's just me because I'm more centered on self-improvement, so the readings I get tend to be kind of on the heavy side, because especially when I have the intent of the spread, which is about improving your life, sometimes it tends to be overly heavy. Right, okay, so as explained in deck A, this is deck B, and if you can see, this is actually my own spread. So when I do my spread, I have a certain pattern I follow, or like something that kind of like tells a story, or be in a cycle or something like that. So for this 4-card spread, this is your like current energy situation, your current look on love, and like the current feel now. And this is the obstacle that is blocking you from your ideal love, and the advice that the universe or the angels want to give. So it goes up in a positive way, I guess. So yeah, so first one, okay, 3 of Wands in reverse. Alright, so if you know me, I tend to not take reversal. However, I just place it that way if it comes out that way. But like for me, I feel like if any meanings is supposed to come out, it's gonna come out anyway, whether it's like upright or reversal. So okay, deck B, what's happening? Right, I feel like most of y'all have been many times disappointed, and it could also be that most of you are overwhelmed by the thought of love, and a number of you might be in toxic environments or cycle when it comes to your love life, and probably you have a hard time breaking out of the habit or cycle, because this is what I heard a while back when I was watching this show about law and justice. So basically what the counselor mentioned is that someone who is always surrounded by the same constant abuse or like bad situations, they tend to find it hard to break out of the cycle. So they tend to keep finding situations whereby it's unhealthy for them, however they have a hard time changing. So they feel a sense of comfort and familiarity in the same abusive situation. So it's kind of sad. However, maybe some of you are stuck in this toxic environment or cycle that you find it hard to overcome, and you don't know what to do. You're overwhelmed by the thought of changing everything up and like experiencing new things and new situations. And okay, for if you're not on that harder part of the life, on the lighter side, this could mean that some of you are just picky when it comes to love, and like for a certain number of you, you might source out for love through online means, be it dating app or like Instagram, just any social media, but probably you're looking to find someone online, maybe because you don't go out often, or like you just can't find any resolutions or like things that can help you to find a partner, so you may tend to turn to online. So that's on the lighter side. But take in whatever resonates for you, because I only did 2 decks, so there's gonna be like a collective situations, lots and lots of it for a particular deck. Okay, so this is for number 1, which is your current situation, current feel or outlook on love. Okay, so and some of you might be defensive on the topic of love. So yeah, if it relates to you, then take whatever. Yeah. Okay, so obstacle. Alright. Strength in reverse. Alright. Usually for me, strength is a really powerful card in the sense that I really see it as a inner wheel card. However, this feels like not that you are cowardly or not strong enough. However, it feels like the obstacle that you may be facing that's blocking you off from love is that you tend to get comfortable in situations, like just because someone shows that they love you, you might take them for granted, or like you might overlook their efforts and like just think that, oh, they're gonna be there for me, so what's the use, you know? And it feels as though you have to focus more on the effort that someone else gives you, or like at least honor the little things in life instead of being defensive and like nobody loves me and like all those negativity. I feel like some of you might actually be low on willpower, and the obstacle is that you need to change the way you see things, and like you can start small by appreciating every day when you wake up for the things that you already have. And I just get the feeling that your obstacle is about being grateful. Just because you don't get the love you want doesn't mean that you have to hate on life. You have to be thankful for the things that you have. You have to be thankful for the situations, opportunities you receive, and don't just solely focus on love. And because if you tend to view everything in a bad light, then it will happen that way, because that's the thought that you give out to the universe. So just because your love life isn't exactly working out that well currently doesn't mean you should like curse out on life. Enjoy life and like just look on the brighter side. It's a cliche, but really look at the things that bring you joy and focus on that. Look at the people who are there for you and focus on them instead of focusing on the things like, oh, nobody loves me, nobody asks me out, and like I'm lonely, I'm single. Don't think about that. Just focus on the things that you already have, the things that you are supposed to appreciate, and like the things that bring you joy, love, and light in life. So yeah. Oh, so kind of heavy. And anyway, like I said, since there's a collective number of situations, right? So sometimes I get random things that pop up in my head. So on the lighter side of story, this could mean that a current situation is that I keep having this feel about online. I'm not sure, but yeah, I feel like for a number of you, since you are seeking out love through online means, you kind of get lazy on love and like you don't work on it. Explains also in a sense why this came out. Like, I'm not saying that it's wrong to get comfortable, but just because it's a dating app and you can just like swipe away or unmatch and stuff, don't just go through the motion and throw away everyone like that, in a sense. I'm not sure why I'm giving this advice, but okay, I had to pause because the delivery man came. Okay, also if you notice, my voice is different in the afternoon, morning, and night. It's actually way past midnight, so my voice tends to get deeper and more croaky. Okay, so yeah, as I mentioned, on the lighter side of view, a collective of you might be seeking love through online means, and like, because nowadays dating app tends to be very vague, and like people think of them as like, okay, places for hookups and stuff. So I'm hearing that you shouldn't enter, okay, not enter, but like, don't go in with that sort of mindset if you really want to try and find love. But also be careful, so don't get too comfortable by thinking like you know, just because they are photos, so the photos means it's them. Just be careful, and like, don't get too comfortable just swiping and be like, oh, you know, my type, and swipe and then just believing everything. Make sure you really ask your angels and universe to protect you from all the deceivers and catfishers. Alright, okay, advice. Balance. Alright, so this Two of Pentacles, you can see, is juggling two things at the same time. Also, I feel like this is a message about what I mentioned earlier about not just looking at love alone, but take a step back and look at your life and see all the things that you are grateful for. So balance out your life and like, be grateful and appreciate the little things that has happened, the opportunities that had entered your life, and like, say thank you even for the smallest of things, and don't just be angry at life for making your love life miserable or anything. Maybe it's not time yet, and I strongly believe in divine timing, so be patient about it and balance out your life. Okay, and for this, I feel like for some of you have to take things lighter and have fun with it. Just go along with it instead of being so depressed about any failures or like the things that you were disappointed about in the past. Like, don't rake it up and think that every time it's gonna be that way. I feel like you have to take things light and have fun instead of just like being too focused on love that you forget everything else. Okay, so remember to balance things out, balance your mind as well, and don't just like solely laser eyes on love because the more you like focus on it, it's gonna get harder because it becomes a resistance. So have fun, put your guts down, let go, and let the universe do its magic for you. Just be clear on what type of partner you want, and yeah, everything else, let the universe help you. Alright, so don't try to plan everything out, and focus on your life instead of focus on how things is gonna happen. So I feel like this is really about, if you don't balance things out, you might end up creating more resistance against your love life. So just, yeah, don't be too focused. I keep hearing this, like I keep feeling that a number of you are too into about, thinking about the scenario of like how your future partner is gonna come in, or how you're gonna meet and stuff. Like, if I let's say your crush is, your crush always goes to the library, and like you're like gonna plan and like you're gonna like pretend that it's accidentally meeting, but it's actually you planning to bump into your crush and stuff like that. Like, don't create more resistance in your life, rather let your universe surprise you and like take you by, that kind of excitement and like fresh feeling, like I didn't expect this, that kind of feeling. So don't force anything upon it, and take a step back to look and see, like, like I said, I feel like most of the feelings and emotions that I'm getting is that for some of you, you are just too focused on love. So try to take a step back and widen the horizon. widen, see the big picture and see what else is there for you to be thankful for instead of just being sad and depressed. Alright? Okay. Final ideal situation of love. Honestly, when I saw this card, I was like, okay, it feels not say bad, but like I was a bit like, oh, what is this? However, after I just after I sat down and like just read through, or like I just look at the whole spread, I feel like instead of the original meaning for this, right, of feeling unworthy, unloved and stuff like that, I really feel like the ideal outcome will be that you will feel so much love, like more than you can imagine. Like it's gonna be something that you never really expected, and like it will come to you when it comes to you once you learn how to overcome your obstacle with the advice given, which is to create less resistance. In fact, create no resistance. Okay, so if you just look at the card by itself, it feels depressing, right? However, I feel like this ideal love is that you will feel love, you will feel worthy, and deep down inside of you, most of you just want that special someone to see that in you. And like, you don't require a whole bunch of friends or a big clique, but like you just want that special someone to love you for who you are, and like you want to feel appreciative. And that's where it comes in, because in order for things to come about, you have to first do it, because we attract the things we are. And like this is becoming a lecture. For deck A, I was feeling kind of like this sadness. However, for deck B, I feel like I go alright, deck B, don't create resistance in your love life, okay? And as an advice, I feel like you have to be the vibration that you want to attract, because to feel love and worthy, you have to first feel that from the inside and know how the emotion feels. Like, if you always feel empty and lonely and dark, that's what you're gonna attract, more loneliness. Or like, in fact, the worst thing is that attracting someone who makes you feel more lonely than when you were alone. So if your ideal look on love is to be fully loved, accepted the way you are, feeling of worthy, be that yourself first. Imagine, like envision the emotions, how you will feel if you find someone like that. If someone like that enter your life and you are together with that kind of partner, how would you feel to be loved and worthy? Know that you can feel that from yourself, from inside of you. And then once you give out the energy and vibration, is what you're gonna attract. So I feel like for deck B, it's more of like a, I almost said spank in the butt, I don't know. But it's more of like a wake up call to relook, see the big picture, okay? And don't just focus on the negativity and like look on the bright side. If you notice the cards, there's a lot of yellows, but it's all reversal. Like, please attract more light and joy in your life, alright? So I feel like that's all. Deck B is going on for too long, but I just felt like I had a lot of things to say. But yeah, I hope there were a lot of situations for deck B, but I hope you somehow resonate with one or more, and like the overall theme is to like change your habit and like don't just sit down and be stuck in the old ways. Alright, thank you so much. Hope to see you in the future for other picker cards maybe. I hope you like and come back for more. Alright, thank you.